Good day, folks. Hank and Laura, you know her as Natural Grandma, coming to you from the Kansas Flint Hills, close to Strong City, actually Elmdale. We are at the Clover Cliff Ranch Bed and Breakfast. You can find that at clovercliffranch.com. And they are now a home of over 300 buffalo cows. But we want to just show you, we are staying at the Bunk House today, and we just want to show you what our trip is. We're down here going to pick up bulls tomorrow from Mushrush Red Angus, and so we took advantage of being here and show you some future things coming to Natural Grandma. This is just a beautiful area. It's so peaceful. We've been so relaxed, and we're going to start on across here, and we're going to go out to actually the cliffs that represent the Clover Cliff. We're looking out over the pasture that has Cupid in it. Cupid, not your normal little Valentine love charmer, but Cupid is a Texas Longhorn with a massive span of horns. He's been featured with us before. If you want to go back about 6 weeks, you can see Cupid up close, but we're going to show you the pasture he's in now, and we overlook that from our bunk house that we're staying in. That's, I'm assuming, far from being the original bunk house back in the 1850s and 60s when this ranch was started. If you happen to stay at the main house when you come, it is all pre-1900 decor, and it is just gorgeous. But this is a whole different experience being out here secluded by yourself. Breakfasts are served, and we're learning the history of how about the time that this ranch was established was about the time that the buffalo became extinct. Not because they just quit wanting to be here, but because of the expansion of the Western Railroad known as the Santa Fe. So Cupid, he's down there in that pasture along with his buddy. And we're right along 50 highway, so you'll hear semis, and to us that's a good sound because we have a trucking background. It's not noticeable at all in the bunk house. But I'm standing here on what used to be a old stone barn. It was massive. This would be the back wall, and this would have been a walkout right into this area. Would have been the hay mound, so it would have been way up here, and it went out through, and I think it was drive through, and then the stables was down below. I'm sure went all the way to that corner over there in the rocks, and all the way down here. So it appears to be about 65, maybe 100 long. The history, I'm told by Warren, that owns this ranch now, it existed in its original form until 1922, when it burned down. It was rebuilt, and it burned down again in 1944, and so you're just seeing the ruins of it. But part of history, keeping animals warm in Kansas at that time in the winter, the stock for the ranchers and the milk cows and everything it took to exist would have been a lot better off in a kind of like a cave area like this barn we've got. So we're going to start back towards our quarters where we're staying, the bunk house they call it, and we got a nice picnic area here that you can sit out here and enjoy the views of the Kansas Flint Hills. This is just an amazing, peaceful place. There's shade trees here, so if you'd happen to come in the summer, and then as you look back to the west here, as the sun's going down on the Flint Hills of Kansas, that is the main house up there that was built, around in the 1860s. Originally it was added to, I'm sure the Bunk House was probably the original ranch house here, but Warren could tell you more about that. But just a quaint area. This Bunk House is 2 bedrooms, the kitchenette, and then a center area with a fireplace and a little sunroom for your breakfast if you are delivered. We're going to have some s'mores, roasted marshmallows after a little bit. So we've got a fire going in the fire pit. That wood was all provided for us, and just as a gorgeous, going to be a relaxing place to eat our buffalo burgers, the bison that is now raised on this ranch. And so as we go on back up to the Bunk House, it's a nice old Chevrolet pickup, one of those old classic trucks. You guys that know trucks are going to recognize that. But look at the quaintness of this Bunk House. Built out of stone, but it is definitely modernized, and just such an enjoyable, pleasant experience to be here. And we've been talking with Warren and Susie, and you know, they're using natural grandma eggs when we can get them to them. And we was talking about purchasing some buffalo meat. They're out of steaks, by the way, so we're gonna go home with some buffalo burgers. But got a charcoal grill provided, and we have dinner that is now ready. Buffalo burgers. I think Laura put a natural grandma egg in there just to make everything a little moister, and oh man, does that smell good. So I think it's time to sign off. What do you think, Laura?
I think I'm hungry.
Yeah, goodbye from Natural Grandma, and soon to come in the fall, Natural Grandma may be able to feature Clover Cliff Ranch bison meat that is as natural as you can get. The buffalo are coming back to the Flint Hills thanks to Clover Cliff Ranch and Warren and Susie. Good day, folks. I wish your day was this good.